Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Entropia Universe here on Whelp Squad TV. Today, we're going to be continuing our Oweko hunt. I think we got like 250 ped left. Yep, almost exactly 250 ped left on the blade. And then we're going to probably go try out a new mob. Unless the loot's really good, then we may stick around. They started shortchanging us last night. So let's see where they put us. And I think this is the one we want to be at. Yeah. Okay, so it's right this way. This is really a great spawn of Oweko. I do love this spawn location. It's kind of perfect. It's not too ultra dense in enough areas where you can land and you can be able to do whatever you need to do if you want to hunt them one at a time or you want to draw them two at a time. I try to do one at a time, but if two come after me, it's not a huge deal. Let's get the stats up here, the weapon. We need to go this way now. We want to aim for those trees. There they are. Let's see if we can find a clearing, huh? Actually, this is pretty good right here. Alright, let's see how the loot is today, guys. Last night it wasn't great. I think we put about 1,100 ped through them last night without a global. We had a decent amount of minis though, and one item drop in the hunt, so it wasn't all bad, but definitely not enough to keep up the loot rate that we need to continue going. I guess I got all my good loot and the Halloween Mayhem instance that I did, because I had like 170 ped global and 130 pedders, so that was pretty good. Come on, you two. One of you, or both at the same time, you know, because that happens too. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to using the clobber for the tiarak. Because especially for the youngs and stuff like that, we're definitely not going to need the high damage amount that we're getting here per swing, and the clobber's faster. So I think it's gonna end up working out better. But we're going to have the Castorian Combat Mace Mark 1 all geared up as well. I think we're going to have it ready in case we see something big, like there's a larger mob there. Because the spot that I'm going to try, I've got to look for it. I was told that there was larger maturities mixed in. So we're going to have to see if that's true. Because if it's just a whole slew of different maturities of tiarak, we're going to have different hunting setups ready. Have I made a hunting demo yet for the Force Mace Clobber? I think I have. I'm pretty sure I did it on Mollusk. Pretty sure I got a video of me hunting with the Clobber on Mollusk. Come on. The nice thing about Owekos is they're kind of really a perfect size mob, for me at least right now. You have a chance of getting nice size loots off of them, because the higher maturities do have a decent amount of HP. They don't hit all that hard, especially if you have the right armor for them. They're pretty easy to do, actually, for melee hunting, as long as they don't really group up. So that's what I have to try to control throughout this hunt. I can have 2 of them, or maybe even 3, but I don't want any more than that. Not for the damage reasons wise, because they're really not that bad. I just don't want my armor getting destroyed that bad. So it seems like so far we only got that one tier tick. We did get the 0.01 on the Voss so far. So at least we're seeing progress on it. You know, if you can get a tier tick on something like that every hunt, at least it's forward progress. I tried the Clobber, didn't get a single tier tick on that. I gotta look through the crowd of Oweko, see if I can pick out a Guardian that I can tag. We had 2 nice mini globals on an Oweko Guardian last night. I had like a 40-something petter. I think the other one was like 39, something like that. Anybody out there? It's just providers, it looks like. Somebody took a big chunk out of me there. Oh, we got another tier tick. 2 tier ticks this hunt. That's pretty good. think there's one. Yeah, that's what I thought. Loot is actually rougher this morning, which is not good. I think we're going to be down, unless something turns around real soon, we're going to be down about 150 ped this hunt, which is not good. Look at that gorgeous tier 3, though. What's the markup at? Ooh, that's juicy. See, that is the reason I was hunting these things, but like all of yesterday, last night, I hunted for like 2.5 hours, maybe close to 3 hours last night. I only had like three tier 3 comps drop. So they are not dropping fast for sure. At least that 10 amount though, 2 ped worth, that's enough to auction. That's what I was gonna do. We're gonna burn some stuff. Okay. Hey, Doc. I am on Arkadia right now hunting some Oweko. I was just changing up my hunting setup a little bit. I was changing the weapon I was using for tagging because I wanted to keep a decent pet amount on my BLP rifle that I had right here. I decided to switch to my combustive attack chip, which I do absolutely love. Now I got to get my enhancers back on the sword. Hello, sir. Let's kill one with a combustive attack chip while we're messing around with this. Thanks, man. Hey, how's Mayhem been going for you so far, bud? I know you got that pretty sweet setup. Gotcha. Was doing mining event in Monria yesterday. Oh, that's cool. I'm really happy that Monria has had a lot of good things happen for it this past year. Because I remember when it originally came out, it wasn't that hot of a place to go. But people seem to enjoy it a bit more these days. Well, that's good to know. I can hunt these things with combustive attack chips if I want to. If I so desire, these things can be killed relatively easily with the combustive attack chips. I may do that at some point. I might do a whole hunt with it before I leave Arkadia. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good loot here, man. I had two good loots. I had two good loots yesterday. No, the day before. Two good loots on Friday when I was doing my Mayhem run. And I haven't had a global since that. I put about 1,000 ped through last night. And by the end of this hunt, it'll be up to like 1,300 ped on these guys without having even a little global. But we've had minis. I've had a couple mini globals. I had an item drop. I had a gyrofap drop. It was limited. But at least I'm getting something. I'm basically hoping for some type of a mini global here just to help with damage control, because right now I'm doing a 500 ped run. Plus, you know, it's gonna be end up being another 150 ped, I think, for the amp when I'm done. No, it's not gonna be that much because I'm already more than halfway through. It's gonna be like 120 ped for the amp, maybe. Plus ammo and stuff, so we really gotta... It's really gotta pick up, because it's not looking great right now. I do love the combustive attack chips for their range. Look at that, and that nice crit. Nice and toasty. I can't wait till I can use Oweko forearm. That's another one I'm gonna hold on to. I've had 2 parts drop that I've never had drop before. You never know. There's always somebody that's looking for something. So for something like that, that's only 2 ped, and the part I had yesterday was only a 3 ped part. But it had like 2,500% markup, so it was worth it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I might have to heal. Might have to actually heal. We're gonna risk it. Okay. Nothing, darn it. The Guardians treated me really good yesterday. I had 2 Guardians give me nice little mini globals. They were like just under the threshold. Why not? Let's do 1 heal. Oh, or 2. Oh, by the way, Doc, how is that Mark II mace doing for you? Man, this thing's actually doing pretty good damage-wise. I think that would be a really effective hunt. This is going to be a really effective hunt if I do a combustive attack chip run on these guys. Oh, there we go. There's a little mini. Okay. We can take that. Nice. Doc, that's what I like to hear. Extra enhancers on it, plus much cycling equals much tearing. I love it. Nice. I bought a couple little stacks for Mayhem. I bought a couple little stacks to replenish what I was missing. I don't think my score is going to hold top 10, sadly. I was really hoping that my survival run was going to at least stay inside the top 10, but I think that everybody's like waiting for the last day for survival, you know? And then everybody's just going to jack up their scores. Because that's easy to do. I mean, why would you not do that if you have the ability? If you got the peds to cycle, I mean, it's best to try for the last day to see how high you can go. To use everybody else's time as a benchmark. But I knew I didn't have that ability. I knew I only had a couple runs in me, as it was. So I did what I could. I needed a better armor setup. I had no idea. Nobody had told me in my 7 months of preparation time when I was saving up money to do the event. Nobody had told me that the mobs in survival do different damage type than the mobs in annihilation. I wouldn't have thought that would be something that they would do. Simply because it's, you know, they're basically the same type of mobs. It's not like they're a different model or a different category. They're basically the same thing. They just randomly, arbitrarily are changing the damage type. Which kind of sucked. So yeah, it looks like the people with the proper setups. From my research I did from last year's Mayhem, most of the people are living over an hour, and I only just made it past a half hour. You know, somebody beat my time by 2 seconds, I think. Somebody beat my time for 2 seconds to get like second place or something. It's crazy. But I imagine I'll be down, like, you know, I'm thinking more like 14th or 15th place. That's probably where I'll end up. Because only so many people go hardcore in every category. Now, what I'm hoping for, the reason why I was hoping for 10th place, I saw last year, the guy in 10th place for Category 3 was only 33 minutes. So, you know... That was, you know, 9 people that went hardcore and 1 person that like me, that just tried to compete as well as they could. Was it the Mark II mace that you used? Yes, it was the Mark II mace that I used. Oh, that was not bad. That was some good shrapnel. It was the Mark II. I think if I really wanted to compete better, I would need 2 things. One, I would need to get my knife back, which has been away from me now for like 3 months, and I'm really upset that the guy hasn't logged on. I'd love to get my knife back. And the second thing is I needed a better healing kit. I needed some type of really powerful, limited healing kit. Something like in, you know, like one of the limited imp faps or something like that. Probably a limited imp fap. Or the limited mod fap. Probably the limited mod fap, just so I could, you know, push myself back up to almost full HP with one go. That way I could have done that and then focused on getting a couple hits in, then gone back, healed once, and then done that, and it would have been good. He just hasn't logged on. I've checked his account. He hasn't logged on in over 90 days now. I mean, it's something that he's done before, but never when he had one of my items. So... I'm good on the collateral end of things. I just want my knife back because it's like, you know, it's my baby. It's my favorite. It was my favorite weapon. Yeah, it's a tier 7 Bycac Blix. So it does a tiny bit more damage when compared to the Mark II mace. It does a tiny bit like, I think if they were both tier 6, I think it was like 1 DPS or something like that. It wasn't much more, but the Bycac Blix is tier 7, so it definitely has a little bit of an edge. So that means that I would also get more HP back per swing. So that was really important too. But yeah, hopefully I'll have that back, and then next year I'm going to make sure I have that on me.
Now handle it!
And I guess what Hijacker told me too, what everybody uses for survival is, I think they're the Medistims. They heal you over time. Like they last like a minute and then they heal you a certain amount per second over time. So everybody just pops those when it gets really bad, like 20 or 30 minutes into survival. People start popping those and they just use those every minute. So then they just keep fighting while they're being healed. I think he said like the mod ones heal you 150 HP a second over a course of a minute. Something like that. Yeah, the other part of my problem, I think too, was that my rifle wasn't as good as it could have been. I am under-leveled, actually, for being able to use a good rifle for the category. I needed to level up. I need to level up my range laser damage a bit, so I actually bought a pistol, and I'm going to work on my damage, because my hit's fine. I don't want my hit to go any higher, because I don't want to get pushed out of the category anytime soon. I'm still hoping to be in this category next year, honestly. I'm not going to chip out skills in order to do that. I would never do that, but I have been controlling my level for quite a while now. So I'm skilling with other things, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and stay in category 3. What I used this time around, I used... Maybe just use a laser gun to get more laser. So you can't just use a laser gun, because if you're using a laser rifle, you're also gaining hit. I'm at level 43 hit right now, and I don't want to push myself over to level 45. So I have to just use a laser pistol in order to boost up the laser damage. So I got to be careful with what I use. And the laser gun that I can use right now isn't going to be as great against these guys. I don't have an extra amp for the gun, so I'm going to be just using a pistol, a very fast pistol on smaller mobs. That's the game plan. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that maybe after this. That's right, because I can get the pistol set up, and then I'm going to set up the Mark I mace, because I got the Mark I on me. I'm going to do that with all the damage enhancers, and get that ready for higher maturity mobs in case I get attacked by bigger ones. Was it you that told me, Doc, was it you that told me there was a place for tiarak on Arkadia? I can't remember. Somebody told me that there was a non-taxed area where tiarak were, and I've never actually seen it. I think it was like Arkadia Event Area 3 or something like that. Dude, I think when the Codex comes here, you're gonna love Arkadia. I really do. Arkadia is just a better... It's honestly got a better plan, and overall, the loot distribution is so much better. Calypso, there's too much damn shrapnel. Way too much shrapnel. I mean, here you get like actual loot. That's a pretty decent diversity. And Owekos aren't even the best. I'm hunting these guys right now simply to try to see how many tier comps I can get. And they're not looting that many. There's some where the percentage is pretty high, where it's not as much shrapnel and higher percentage of regular loot. How's everybody else in chat doing this morning, by the way? It's morning for me, may not be morning for you guys. Oh, we got another tier tick. Look at that. So we got three tier ticks this hunt for this sword. That's actually really great. I'm looking forward to getting this thing to tier 4. I'm not looking forward to the price for the tier up. Although I guess it shouldn't be as bad because I don't think tier 4 components are as expensive. I think tier 3s are the only ones that are ridiculous. Selling of items is slow. You know, it's not as bad, and it won't be as bad once the Codex is here, dude. I think we're going to see a massive change in the player demographic when the Codex gets here. When you have the double mission skilling, which I'm assuming they're doing. By the way, if the Arkadia team doesn't do that, they're going to have a lot of pissed off people. Where if they just rip off the current iron missions and they put the Codex in and then they don't have a grace period, there's going to be some really pissed off people. Like, extremely. So, as long as they don't do that, and you have the Codex and the old iron missions at the same time to finish up, I think you're going to see a huge swing, and you're going to have a huge, massive market here when that happens. So, the Codex is definitely coming, and it's either going to be next island or Ark that gets it first, and I would say it has to be Ark. Even though Next Island as a planet has really got their shit together. They're getting the attention that they need. And I really love the planet. I took a trip to Next Island. I saw ancient Greece for the first time. And gotta say, really was impressed. I love the mobs there. You know what it felt like? The planet as a whole feels like earlier Calypso. Like how Calypso used to feel. So maybe not the ancient Greece section, but just wandering around the planet, it felt a lot like an earlier Calypso, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. So Dry 8, what do you normally do in Entropia? What's your main profession? Everything, all right. Now, do you try and target specific items? Like, to be able to loot, to then be able to, like, go mining and stuff, and then you'll be able to craft? Do you do a lot of crafting, too, with the items that you get? At the moment, you're doing Mind Force. Mind Force, I love. I'm having a pretty good time with it myself. This is what I got. I'm using this as my tagger. And I love it. Look at that crit. I highly recommend combustive attack chips pairing with other Mind Force chips. If not used as a main, because they can be used as a main. They're pretty good. They're slow. They're very slow, but they hit super hard. Ooh, that might be a big boy. Let's see. Oh, it's a provider. Not too big. I keep hoping for the Guardians, because I've had good luck on the Guardians loot. Using a cryogenic 1 unlimited. Gotcha. Dude, cryo is a great chip. Cryo is nice because you're getting that range where I think it's like around 40, 45 meters or so, and you're getting a decent speed with the larger chips, up to that 30 attack speed. So it's a real sweet spot for chips. That's a great offensive chip. Absolutely. I've been using my combustive attack chips on Calypso for killing Primordial Longu. And honestly, now that I found out that they work good... Oh, here's one. There we go. Come on. Be the big one. Got an amp on it, just under 70%. Right. But the thing is, you got to factor in how much money you're paying on said amp. That's the only problem. Unless you have an unlimited one. Do you got the unlimited one? Because if you got the unlimited one, then that's a pretty good combo. Yeah. To make that really effective and make that efficiency matter for you, you got to eliminate that markup. So you should be able to find it. Which of the amps are you using? Is that a Kinetic 2? Is that what it is? It's a Kinetic 2. If memory serves, I think that's the one that does 4 damage, and your chip's doing 4 to 8 damage. Well, the problem with sweating is, and it's just an absolute fact, you're losing more money than you're gaining sweating. Just overall, because when you're sweating, there's wear and tear on your computer. It's part of the electric bill. You're spending your time doing all that when you could be doing other things. There is no way to make money sweating, sadly. Damn it, another Guardian without a good loot. Once you get up to it in level, I would highly recommend looking up the 10 edition, because I think it's the 10 edition is a cryo. I think it's a cryo attack chip 5 10 edition or something like that. It is expensive, but it does have a high base efficiency rating. The 10 edition chips are pretty good. I think they're all like around the 61-62% range just for the chips themselves. That's a nice unlimited chip. I gotta be getting close to being done with this thing, yep. And then we're at least gonna look to see what the tiarak situation looks like. Oh, we just lost an enhancer. I think that was the first one. Yeah, that was the first one. You can see when you lose an enhancer because I don't have the sound going for myself right now. Hey, how's the sound mix for everybody? Is the sound mix okay? I haven't asked yet.
Now handle it!
It's funding the ped cycle for the higher chips. Yeah, it's hard to fund for sure. Of course they'd hit me with a skill boost.
Mini whelps! Now handle it!
Thank you. All right, good. I try not to play with my levels too much because I got them kind of a sweet spot for most games, but sometimes with this game the mix is a little off. So is anybody else in chat right now competing in Mayhem this October? Has anybody else tried their hand at it? Or I guess now it's officially November, isn't it? November 1st, right? Sure is. Man, where did October go? October's just gone. So what I did, because I very rarely have a lot of peds on me either, I just geared up for survival, and I could have done it a bit better because I found out too late that I had the wrong type of armor for it because survival mobs are actually different than annihilation mobs. But I geared up for survival because that you only got to go in there and hunt for like an hour at the most. That's if you live, you know. So I saved up and I was able to do a couple attempts on that because loot was good. So that is an option. I grinded for 50 boxes for opening, but the event is not for me. Yeah, it's difficult. It's definitely geared towards people who are willing to spend a lot of money on the equipment. Yeah, for me, I lucked out. I had one good weapon. Doc, who's in chat right now, is currently using the weapon that I was using to compete. He's got my Castorian Combat Mace Mark II, which is this here. Mine's tier 6, so he's got that. I think he's using a Trauma 6 on it. That's the setup that I was using. So it was a pretty nice setup. My rifle, though, wasn't great. My armor wasn't fantastic. And obviously I could have better rings. My rings aren't good. Yeah, loot was really rough, guys. I think we lost quite a bit, sadly. Yeah, that's like 150 ped loss, probably. On this run, which is no good. But that's okay, because that's about how much I made. I made that much in Mayhem, so I'm not really down anything over the past few days of hunting, which is good. So does anybody in chat right now know a good spot for tiarak hunting that is untaxed? Because I know there's a location. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up on the forum really quick between these hunts. I'm going to go in and repair, and we're going to head right back out for at least a little bit because I wanted to get some more hunting in before I had to go. I got about another, oh, that wasn't bad, about another 40 minutes or so that I'm going to be on. I'm trying to find a good spot. Look at that range. Damn, I do love the range of this chip. This thing's gotta be almost dead. Almost dead. It's gonna take a heck of a global to keep me hunting you guys. Come on, let's see something. I gotta tell you right now, you're gonna lose more money than it's worth. In order to have an effective crafting setup, you need to have thousands and thousands of ped. Truly. For anybody else that can't put thousands of ped through crafting, it's just gonna be a loss, sadly. It's really, really hard to get into crafting. It's definitely the hardest thing in the game. I shouldn't say it's hard. You have to have a lot of money. You gotta throw a lot of money at it. You gotta keep feeding $20 bills into the fan. Yeah, really, I know people that cycle hundreds of thousands of ped in crafting and they still don't make anything, man. Hunting, at least you got a chance. In my opinion, you're getting more action out of hunting, too. You're not just standing in front of a crafting machine, or a slot machine is what it really is. Get an EXP blueprint. No. No, in my opinion, explosive blueprints shouldn't be in game. I would never touch one. I think they're responsible for ruining portions of this game, honestly. I thought it was a stupid idea when they came out. It's ruined people, too. I mean, it has absolutely financially ruined people. I know a guy who quit this game. He lost about $10,000 on explosives crafting. And left him and his family down a lot of money. So it's too much of a gamble for the gambling addicts here to not want to do that. Oh, we're out. Let's check chip. It's literally a slot machine with explosives. And also, explosives, one, that's not real crafting. We're talking about making components to be able to make a weapon. Things like that, to be able to make things. So he's talking about making a kinetic amp. Can't use explosive blueprints to do that. Yeah, I know they do. I've talked to one of the guys who hit, like, one of the ATHs on it, and he loses it all. You can hit an ATH in explosives, and then next week you're still in the hole. That's how explosives is. Yeah, it's ruined a lot of people. And I'm honestly, I know why they did it. Because it does ruin people, and because it takes so much money. They want the money, but I can't believe they took the risk. They took the risk because that could get more unwanted attention for this game. For it being considered an online casino. Which it is. But we don't want that attention on it, do we? No, man, it's not how hunting is, because you don't get a no loot every other mob. That's not how it works anymore. Mining, yes. Mining is a lot... crafting is a lot closer to mining. Hunting is definitely the most different thing. That's why I don't like mining either as much. I used to get into mining. There was like a 6-month time period when I was really into mining. That was years ago. Hunting is much more controllable with a smaller pet card. Oh, you can certainly still lose all your pets. You just got to control yourself. You got to know what to hunt. You got to know when to control yourself and when to start making pets again. When to shift your focus into making pets rather than just shooting it all away. Alright, let's see how bad this was. See, like, what I'm doing right now, I've saved up pets for 7 months. I haven't hunted. I've hunted once. I hunted once in July, I think, for migration. I've saved up pets for 7 months because I play other games. This isn't my main game that I actively like play as far as hunting and stuff like that goes. At least not anymore, because I know how it is. I spend time saving up pets. I don't deposit. I run the Blades of Talos rental service. 50% of everything I make goes into a fund to purchase more weapons for the rental shop. 50% goes into my cycling ped. So I got to spend time building up the peds over long periods of time, and then I'm able to do streams like this. So I'm able to have fun every once in a while and do streams like this. So okay, let's see how bad this was. Because I know this is a lot. Oh, don't you dare. Oof, rough. Did we get any other items? No gyros. Did we get any more potted whittles? No more potted whittles. Okay, so this combined with the run we had yesterday is probably about right. Because yesterday we had like 95% return last night. So this probably brings it closer to the 90 or maybe a little under 90, honestly. Because I'm not using efficient gear. Alright, what do we want to keep? What do we want to keep? I'm going to be using a pistol on this next setup. So let's convert that. That should give us a decent amount. Boy, we tore through some ammo too. Alright, that'll give us a decent amount to work with. Oh, I lost chat. Hang on. Yeah, so does anybody know a location for tiarak? Tiarak's what I'm really after right now. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on. Shut down Kindle. Okay. Now we can hope somebody's trying to make an Oweko DNA cartridge. That laptop's not sounding too good. It's trying to take off. Oh, soft hide. I forgot we can get rid of that too. Yeah, we're going to go right back out, guys. We're going to be able to go back out for at least another half hour. I wanted to make sure I had a decent amount of time this morning open for some hunting. And I'm going to be on later tonight. I think I'm going to be on later tonight. At least I should be. Well, at least I can sell some tier 2 components. So So I got about 700 and something. Oh, no. That's right. Now is when ouchie happens. This is ouchie. Press that. Okay, that's good. That wasn't bad on the armor. Okay. See, now that was just a bad hunt. Last night I lucked out a little bit better. But I don't normally hunt this big. That's why we're going to the tiarak. That was the game plan. I wanted to hunt a little bit bigger because, to be honest, I'm still kind of up on Owekos. I've had 2 400 plus ped hoffs on Owekos. So I'm still kind of playing with house money on them. So I don't blame them for being too rough on me, because in the 2100, 2200 Oweko I've killed, I've had 2 hoffs, which is actually a pretty high ratio when you think about it. So let's take a quick look, guys. We're going to look for tiarak on the forum. Arkadia forum. The very neglected Arkadia forum. They really... you don't see too many new posts there that often, sadly. Creatures. Alright, we're going to go to... index. There's actually an index they have set up with links to all the creatures on the forum, which is kind of great. There it is. Tiarak, Arkadia Event Area 3. Now, okay, so they don't have a waypoint for it, but we should be able to find it then. Just by looking at this. Does anybody have a position for Arkadia Event Area 3? That would be really nice for them to have included in that post. They literally... so, when they're trying to show the location of the mob, they put Arkadia Event Area 3 and then didn't bother to include the actual waypoint. Nice. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, that's how dead these forums are. There's like 3 posts on tiarak. To offer, but the game is just managed poorly. Well, okay. It's managed poorly from Mindark's side. From what I understand, Arkadia, the Arcadian dev team, wanted to do so much with their planet. They had so many awesome plans. Plans that far outdid anything Planet Calypso was going to do. And because Mindark is the way they are, they're like, no, you're not. You're not going to do it because we're incapable bastards and we can't do jack shit. So you can't have a better product than us, basically is what they told them. Obviously not in those words, but Arkadia was not allowed to do what it wanted to do. No, I don't have any bitterness towards the Planet Calypso Mindark dev team whatsoever. So now we have to use Google again because the forum was unhelpful, and we gotta look up Planet Arkadia map. Well, honestly, this game, you want a revival, we're in it right now. Player counts are way up, honestly. Revenue for all the deeds, for the most part, has been up. At least for Arc deeds, has been way up. Item values are going way up right now. Or at least they have been. I think they've plateaued a bit now. Everybody's bought a ton of stuff. COVID has been, unfortunately, a boon to the game. because everybody's inside. You know, it's been to hobbies. It's weird. It's really weird what COVID has done to the marketplace. You see hobbies, like, I thought, like, my generation, for the most part, I'm 28 years old. For the most part, hobbies have kind of died out up until now. Like hobbies, not like getting into sports and stuff like that, but like little hobbies have been, for the most part, dead. But I have seen so much on Twitter and on Instagram and everything else like that from my generation of people getting into hobbies just because they've been forced to stay inside. You know, they'd be able to order things online and getting to try little things that they've never done before. And that's the same thing for different games and stuff like that as well. Like, everybody's spending more time playing Planet and Trophy than they have in years. So, really, we're in the next golden age of this game right now, and they need to capitalize on it. And Next Island is, but not really anywhere else. Planet Calypso has been dead for quite a while. At least they got something in space now for all the Ubers, right? Planet Arkadia map, event area 3. There we go. Entropia Wiki locations. If we could load, that would be great. Is anybody in chat right now on Planet Arkadia? It would be very helpful if they were. I don't know if anybody here is. I need a pass for Arkadia Event Area 3. I've got 2 and 4. I just wanted to go check and see what the mob composition was at 3. You're Swunting Karabakh? Okay. I don't know if you have the position for Arc Event Area 3, but that's all I need. And if you can send me it as a PM, that's my name right there. Legendary Blades 101 of Talos. Oh, you are on Nimbo. Do you have the POS for Arcadia Event Area 3? I'm gonna take that out right now. That music's getting hella annoying. Oh, there it is. I've got it. It's right near, it's west of Dauntless. We're fine, guys. We got it. Let's go see what's over there, huh? Alright, we're back on track now, guys. I don't, but I'm going to get you some waypoints for tiarak. Oh, dude, if you can get me some waypoints for tiarak where they're definitely at, as long as it's not the one that's up here, because that one is heavily taxed, that would be fantastic. I used to hunt up there, but it's not worth the extra tax. Alright, so supposedly it's west of Dauntless up this hill. But yeah, if anybody that's on Arcadia has some waypoints for other tiarak spawns that I don't know about, I would love to see them. Here's something. You know what? I've never grabbed this teleporter. If there is one. I'm assuming there's one. Okay, this is the actual fire base. Yeah, let's land and grab that really quick. Do a little touchdown. You know what? Nimbo, that's exactly where I'm heading right now, bud. Thank you. So that's the exact position that I gotta aim for. That's great. So that's what I'm gonna get set up for right now then, because I forgot about the... Well, I didn't forget about it, but I'm gonna get ready for the stalker part. Alright, we got the Mark 1 mace. We're gonna schlep all the enhancers onto it. Yeah. Get the trauma amp on. This is for emergencies for when the stalkers come through. There we go. That's a bruiser. No, we don't want to do that. We want that on the third one, and we want the pistol on the first one, because we're actually going to be using the pistol for a lot of these guys. Because we got all the ammo there. Okay, and we're going to put about 100 ped. Something like that in the Mark 1. Try to keep it to around a 500 ped base ped hunt. All right. I'm looking forward to using the Mark III mace someday, for sure. And I'll be able to use that and stay within my category too, because I don't have to be that high of a level for it. So I won't have to use as many enhancers in order to get the kind of damage that I want, which is great. Alright, so let's get this map down to a more reasonable size for right now. Am I over them right now? Maybe I'm over them right now. This seems too early. That was weird. Oh, Belladoth. Okay, no, we don't want that. We're not in the Arkadia event area yet, though, so I guess that's why. It's good to know that that's where the Belladoth are. I'm trying to stay in Cat 3. Trying to stay in Cat 3, so this is really the only level that I gotta worry about right here. But, clubs will be up there someday. And we're here! Oh god, they're all pretty big. Alright, so let's try the pistol out. If the pistol don't work, we're gonna have to put more peds. We're gonna put peds on that mace. We're gonna go nuts. Oh, I have a feeling this is gonna hurt. I guess that's not too bad, huh? Gun could be a little bigger. Yeah, there is some smaller mixed in. Like it's good to have those, like this guy right here. Yeah, and it's perfect. It's, oh man, if there was a thing of like young to old, this gun would be the best. This is a great spawn, actually. Had no idea these guys were here, and I guess they've been here a long time. I just didn't do research good enough. Yeah, I think this is a pretty solid kill rate. This is not bad. And then, like, when the stalkers come at me, I've got the, which just reminds me right now. Oh, I've already got it on there. Yeah, I've got that set up with the lifesteal amp, too. There's an alpha. Is he not really hitting me? Wrong one. False alarm. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw fire in your face. Oh, jeez, I thought my mace wanted. Didn't want to auto tool. Very weird. Oh, maybe. Let's try that. Let's get the stalker over here. There we go. They just don't have a lot of HP. Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Very cool. It's a great mob mix here, honestly. Did I just crit that thing dead? Yeah, except for the stalkers actually have a really huge hit. Stalker tiarak actually hit pretty hard, but it looks like the distribution's pretty good for the armor I'm wearing, so this seems to be like a really nice spot. Now, if we could only luck out and get some hides to drop. Oh, we did. Look at that. What's hide at these days? Probably nothing, right? It's probably... Oh! People are still buying it in good quantities, and it's got some good markup. Not bad. Now watch, that'll be the only one I get this entire hunt. Oh god. This is... I almost feel bad. Yeah, I think what I might do then is try and get through the tiarak 4800 mission. I should be able to do it pretty easy here. This should be pretty good. You know what? I don't need that extra life steal. I can go with the smaller one. I'm using the Delta right now. Let's take the attachments off. Let's put that back on, and then we're going to put the Gamma on because the markup's quite a bit lower. Yeah, honestly, armor does play a big part in what you can do. Because, like, tiarak, the stalker, it hits like a truck, but it doesn't have a lot of HP. So you don't need to survive an onslaught for that long. You just need to be able to take those extra couple of hits until you can get them dead. Oh, that's way too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How are these guys? Oh, that's not bad. Oh, look at that. We're looking straight through our shoulder. I should get that looked at. That's some type of immune deficiency. There's a prowler. So it looks like their aggro isn't that crazy.
Mini whelps! Now handle it!
Oh, I think I heard a follow. What do we got? Musa Dramar, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I plan to be streaming this game definitely throughout the coming weeks. I'm in a position right now where I've got enough peds to be able to keep hunting for a while. And we're going to be streaming this game. This channel actually has 4 people that streams to it. My name's Greg. The other streamers are Steven, Josh, and Christian. We're the Whelp Squad, and we play a big variety of games. I'm the only one that plays Entropia. So look for the other games that we play. We play some pretty neat stuff. There we go. That's a little annoying. Maybe like right here. Oh, it'd be nice to see some swirls. Even if it was... I'm assuming that the tiarak global threshold's probably lower than some mobs, though I don't know. Because they do go up in size pretty good, so maybe it is 50 ped still. This is pretty laid-back, easy hunting right here. Only 10 ped? Really? Okay, then we should get a ton. You know what, though? I'm going to be honest. I think the global threshold depends on what maturity the mob is. Because I think it does scale. I've had that happen. I think there is scaling. There is scaling to it. I think the little ones are that. But there is little ones mixed in here, so we got a shot. But still, this is great. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted for pistol skilling. Now, I do want to check. That's what I want to watch. Believe it or not, that's what I'm watching, because I want to make sure I ain't putting too much into that. This is the first time I have actually spent... a good deal of energy into skilling a gun. I've been skilling clubs, knives. I skilled knives the most. That's where that second highest level is, I think. Yeah, knife fighter. Skilling knives. Been skilling Mind Force a bit. The next thing I'm going to get into skilling melee-wise is claws, because I finally just got... I got this guy right here for the rental shop, and I'm going to use it too, obviously. So, I'm looking forward to using that. And I imagine I'll probably take that claw and go kill Zadul with it, or Halix. Probably Halix. I could kill a lot of Halix with that claw. Halix are a great mob. And what I'm really looking forward to is once they actually do implement the codex on this planet, there is a nice spawn of higher maturity Helix, and I think they're like 300 HP. They're either 150 HP or 300 HP. I think they're around 300 HP for the big ones. And it's a really nice size mob to hunt, and you can get some decent loot off them. Come on, switch. There we go. Oh, I got 2 big ones on me here? Oh, I do. And I'm keeping up with them just fine. Yeah, this is a great spawn. Get over here. I'm sorry! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Oh, that poor thing. It never saw it coming. Oh, God. Ah, I do love that chip. Oh, hey, skill boost is what we want. So what are we looting on these guys, huh? You know, honestly, in a non-tax area, if we can manage to get some more hides, this isn't too bad of a setup. The rest of the loot diversity isn't great, but we can work with those hides. See, he's just reminding us that he can hit hard when he wants to. That's all that was. That's that alpha display. I just need to remind him that I have a heavy metal weapon that I can repeatedly bludgeon him in the face with, so once he gets that concept through his head, I'm sure we'll be okay. Yeah, it's a very comfortable spot. What I love about this spot right now is that we're killing basically 2 entirely different types of mobs at once. They're the same mob, but 2 entirely different types, because you got your little tiarak, and they're those mobs you can kill tens of thousands of for not a whole lot of ped. But mixed in there, you're still getting the stalkers at level 28. You still have a great chance of picking up a nice loot on them. So it's actually perfect because you can cycle a ton of ped, and then you still have a chance of having that nice multiplier mob hit on the big one. So this is actually a really cool spot. I like it a lot. I saw him getting more hides. Very nice. Very cool. Hey, that one wasn't half bad. Realistically, I probably don't need to tag them out like that. I could probably just run in there. I probably should just start doing that. It'll be quicker. Come on. There we go. You know what? I forgot. It is high, isn't it? Oh my god, they crashed. Oh god. It's TT food now, almost. That was like 160%. That was almost an output amp. That was like 160. I'm right, aren't I? I'm pretty sure that was like 160%. Damn it. Yeah. And honestly, looking like we're not getting any tier comps from these guys. Probably should switch back to my other gun now. See, laser sniper hit is going up a little bit. So I just gotta be really careful. What's the rate difference? Boy, that's not good. You know what? I'm gonna have to pick... I'm probably gonna have to pick skills which only affect damage ability as far codex rewards when I'm back on Cali, and try to get a little bit of a head up in the game that way. Even though I know it's not effective monetary wise choosing them on the codex as a skill reward, but if you need to do something, I mean it does boost you up. Timbers used to be decent. Yeah, am I getting timbers at all? Nope, they're garbage. Jesus. I think Maluka's really the only board that people buy in mass. Yeah, what the hell? That's two things that I would have thought we would have had some markup from these guys. Might end up doing Volkel instead. But, I don't know. The hides are pretty good, and we are getting them. That isn't a ton, though. Well, there's two more. We'll see how much it is. This is a 500 ped run. If I use all the mace and the pistol ammo, it's a 500 ped run. I'm not seeing laser damage on there yet. We'll be okay. At least I should be able to kill a decent amount of these guys with this size of a run. My philosophy on hunting now that I've stabilized how I play in this game My philosophy for hunting is going to be, I'm going to wait until I get down to 300 peds, like especially under 300 peds. Right around that 300 ped area is when I'm going to stop. That's when I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to go back into a ped building phase until I make it to 600. And I'm going to hunt from every time from that I'm 600 down to 300. So basically, I never want to not have peds on me because I want to be able to have money for opportunity should anything occur. Why is that not working? I was going to say auto loot. What's going on, guys? Better be a Hoff right there. Better be winding up. But yeah, that's the game plan. So that's generally why there's so long a time in between streams. But as long as it doesn't continue to be terrible, I've got peds for a little bit. But it does seem like they're trying to drain me dry because I've already lost. I think I lost 200 ped. I honestly think I lost 200 ped in that hunt. The one I just had, the Oweko hunt. I think I lost 200 ped between last night and today. So that wasn't great. Oh, that is fun. That really is fun. No, I go back into really heavily promoting the rental service that I run from Calypso. I go back into heavily trying to sell as many blueprints as I can. I buy and sell blueprints. I do stuff like that. I try to do trading like that. I usually don't trade in goods that much because different goods can be a real risk with how markup's been fluctuating recently, but... I got my own thing going, and it kind of works for me. Yeah, all these items that I got right here, all the items I have in that list, I have available for rent through the Planet Calypso forum, through the Blades of Talos rental service. Speaking of which, if anybody's looking to do some Category 2 stuff, some Category 2 Mayhem work, I actually have an excellent weapon. Something that works pretty darn good for that category. So, I take collateral on it, and the collateral is usually about 10% higher than what the item is normally worth. So I usually don't take an even market value. Depends. If there's something where like there's 100 of them out there and it's easier for me to get it, then yes. But I have a few rare items that I got to be careful with. Like my Force Mace Assail, my Force Mace Clobber. There's only like 2 of these in game. The reason why I have them in the rental shop is because I think since there is so few of them in game, everybody should have the opportunity to use them. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that there's only like a couple of a low-level item. If it's a low-level item, there should be a lot of it around, but there's only like a couple of it, and I think that's stupid. I try to provide a service where everybody's able to take advantage of that scenario, to be able to use it, to be able to skill up, because things like clubs are horribly difficult to skill early game. Because there isn't a lot out there. But yeah, it is a risk, because like I got a guy right now, he hasn't logged on in 3 months and he's got my best knife. There's a nice one. But yeah, it's a risk-taking thing, but as far as losing a good item is the risk, not losing the pet value, because I never do a rental without collateral. Let's see if we can continue this upswing in the loot here. I'm going to be doing a weapons demo on something sometime soon. I'm going to pick a weapon. I'm going to pick a weapon that's part of the Blades of Talos weapon shop. Like right now, I'm just using this limited pistol. The Killik Voss is available. The one that I was using earlier on the Owekos, that sword is available. The Mark 1 mace that I'm using, which I should be using right now. This boy right here. This boy's available for rent too. Doc, I don't know if Doc is still in chat. I know Doc was in chat earlier. Doc actually has my Mark II mace, and he's been using that. That combustive attack chip that I just hurled a fireball into this thing's face with, that's available. I've got the Mark V, the combustive attack chip 5 and the combustive attack chip 6 available. So not much is out right now. I think I've only got just obviously that knife that has been out long term. And then Doc's got the Mark II, and I think the Mark II is the only item that's out of the shop right now. Everything else on this list is available. This is a perfect setup. I could use... Oh, I'm tagging a whole bunch of them together here. I could probably use a little bit more damage, a little bit more average damage. Like the next pistol up. The next pistol up would probably be like a real sweet spot. That would make this go a little bit quicker. Because it seems like the average mob size is like the Guardian. I think like the average mob size does seem to be a little bit bigger. So I could probably use the LLP-25 once I am able to. I don't think I can use it right now. Maybe I could. Let me check my levels. 38. Let me kill this guy first and get set up on the next one. Pistolier is where? I must have... That's BLP. Laser Pistolier. Oh, I should be able to use it then, right? I think I just got this because this was available. Yes. Okay, so I could use the bigger pistol. I saw this on auction, though, and it was really low in markup, so I grabbed it, and I thought it was a good buy. And we're already going through it like crazy. It was over 40 ped when we started. That is why I love doing all melee. I love doing unlimited melee grinding. Because you can keep track of your decay much easier. You don't have to factor in the markup from the guns and stuff like that. And it's all right there, you know, on a melee weapon. Unless it's a melee weapon, like a limited melee weapon that uses ammo cells, which is, it's kind of neat, but I like having it all in one place so I can keep track of things a little bit easier. Alright, this is actually going to have to be my last mob, guys, because I do have to get going, sadly. But I will be on later. So, thanks everybody for stopping by. Nimbo, Dry8, was so nice to meet you guys. Lord Shasky, thanks for stopping by. Doc, always good to see you, bud. Glad to have you. And if you guys like what you saw, make sure you hit the follow button. Follows help us out a lot. And, you know, drop by every once in a while. We're going to be playing a couple of different games probably later on today and throughout the week. Now that October is over, we're going to be going to less horror games, even though we love Phasmophobia. If you've never seen the game Phasmophobia, even if you're not normally into other games, Phasmophobia is incredibly interesting. Highly recommend taking a look at it. It's a lot of fun. And we're going to be doing some pretty neat stuff with that. And I will be playing more Entropia tonight and throughout this coming week until my ped card runs dry. So, at any rate, thanks again for stopping by, everybody. Y'all take care.